Hey, yo, what's good, guys? How you doing? And good afternoon. Konnichiwa and kabawa. Gigidasugami nasa. And ohayo goizaimasu. Mr. Avenger here. Or just call me Mr. Anime. But welcome back into another reaction video at your service. What's up, guys? I'm doing okay. Just another morning as usual. Just busy and just hanging in there, but at least I got some good rest and that nice day, but it's still pretty chilly. Yeah, pretty much. But then again, it's the time of the month. I get that. I really don't want to get sick. But other than that, it's just been pretty slow. Nothing much. It's just binge watching, and I think I just chill long enough. But I just wanted to get back on doing some more reactions, and that you remember Mr. Caddi or Mr. Caddicarus? Well, there is a recent and a new video that came out that was yesterday, and that well, I may not be as a fan of horror games, even though that I play mostly like Fatal Frame, and that's one game I still need to finish it. But the majority is that I jump scare pretty easily, and not to mention that I also finished Resident Evil 4 remake. But there are other games that that's considered that's being that popular when it comes to being on viral on YouTube. And the category on this video that is the title, The Scary World of Viral YouTube Horror Games, in which that he just did. And knowing from him that this is an hour video that he just made. So this is the part where I'm going to be, cut the middle in this in particular, in which is that I am going to be doing as considered as part 1 of the video. But it's been a long time, but I am ready to take a look at this, and let's see of all the horror games that was popular, that was on YouTube, that is becoming such a meme. So with that, let's begin and let's get started. And be sure to turn on your notifications for every new videos that's going to be posted on this channel from yours truly, your friendly neighborhood reactor man, the soul of a Japanese brother man, the king of metal / J-metal reactor is what I do. And also be sure to subscribe to Caddi's channel and that give support, because this is a man who is a whiz when it comes to humor and the love of games. And with that, let's begin. Let's get started. But mostly, time to react. Here we go. Nice intro.
Hello. Hello.
What the fuck?
Hello. Excuse me, sir. I've dropped myself in this forest. Can you help me find me?
Can you help me find me?
Sorry I've been gone a while, everyone. The doctor told me that I couldn't survive. But that doesn't matter, because right now, it's Halloween. And I'm really excited. Can't you tell? It does mean, though, that I need to decorate a little bit to get in the mood. And I also need a really scary costume. I've got it.
Hi, I'm Kyle America. I eat candy in my diaper, and I drive a Chevrolet.
Okay.
I'm scary now. Today, I wanted to talk about horror games.
Scary.
Obviously. But specifically, a subcategory of them that I find fascinating. viral horror games. I mean, yeah, you can distinguish any game as viral in multiple ways. It could be viral in the sense of everybody talking about it back when it came out, like the original Resident Evil. It could be viral in the sense of it being about a virus, like the original Resident Evil. Or it could be viral in the sense of it spreading everywhere and killing everyone in its wake, like that copy of Madagascar on the GameCube that I filled with arsenic. At the advent of internet video becoming mainstream, though, games started going viral in a different way. No longer did you need to spend all of your money on something everybody was talking about to see what the hype was. Now you could go to YouTube and watch a strange, hairy virgin scream at a little girl in First Encounter Assault Recon. When I was a kid, my first experience of Doom 3 wasn't from playing it. It was from watching people go, "I do not like that sound. Ah, scary sound!" on YouTube. You know, just like that viral webcomic about that ghost woman looking for her baby with that terrifying jump scare ending. And I wanted to spend a few minutes today trying to figure out why, in around 2010 to 2014, a few specific horror games blew up on YouTube like never before, and why there hasn't been a resurgence quite like it since. The horror games that went viral on classic YouTube before every other indie dev tried to replicate the success of them after 2014. It peaked here for some reason, and I want to find out why, because I deserve it. Speaking of that, I'm afraid I do need to get serious for a second, because I need to talk to you all about something, briefly, very near and dear to my heart. For this video, I'm working with a charity who are dedicated to finding out if MatPat ever responded to the Hello Neighbor Twitter account. For just £3,000 per month, you can help support the Patention Foundation to give Hello Neighbor and every other indie game Twitter account the resources that they need to help get the attention of MatPat. The begging has to stop, and we have to work together to make that happen for all of the poor indie games out there in Africa, on Twitter. Please call 071 and give what you can today. Thank you. So as a heads up, there'll be no Poppy playtime, no basic bold man, no layers of cake, no doki dokemon gotta catch 'em all. I am looking at games that probably owe all of their viral popularity solely because of online videos that were made during this specific time period. Okay, so come with me on a trip down memory lane as we rediscover the viral horror games of classic YouTube.
Hello, Caddi, it's Momo, and I'm so tired because I hate Mondays.
Bloody. I wish I could forget that. If only I had Alzheimer's. Wait, no, that's not what... Amnesia: The Dark Descent is a first-person survival horror stealth puzzle large Big Mac meal with carrot sticks that came out in 2010 and is the first thing that I think of whenever I think viral horror game. There were probably more popular scary games before this, but I don't care. Straight away, the game lives up to its namesake because the main character doesn't remember what his own name is.
What have I done? Don't forget, some things mustn't be forgotten.
So in that case, my name is Rethetheth, and let me tell you, this game is scary. And if you don't like strawberry jam, windy doors, and men that can't walk straight, this will be too much for you. That's what you're doing for most of the start of the game, honestly. Following spilled ice cream, avoiding doors blowing off everywhere and falling over, and you begin to wonder what the big deal with Amnesia is. The game and the disorder, because, I mean, you only forget a few little things, like your shopping list or your wife. But don't worry, because there's a very nice old fruitcake telling you all the backstory you need as you go through the game and your memories start coming back to you.
What did you call it?
The inner sanctum. My most precious chamber, Daniel.
And considering everything else you'll see in this castle, he really is the nicest man in the world that only wants to help you. But like I always say about the nicest people, do you know what an anagram of nicest is? Incest. So... There's skulls in the cupboard, there's an electric hole, there's an invisible monster chasing you in the water, there's a dead body trampoline, there's a single beautiful bunch of flowers growing in the middle of the torture chamber, the castle is growing skin, and there's a baby throwing up into the bumhole of a man. Speaking of bumholes, that's what's chasing you in this game. Walking, grunting bumholes. They waddle around looking for you in the darkest depths of the castle, forever wondering how different things would be if they didn't go for that lockjaw surgery. And this thing? This thing is like if Disney did a live-action remake of Pac-Man. So obviously you don't don't want to be face to face with
Damn.
these mangy old flaps because they look a little intimidating and they'll kill you. That's another less important thing. But for some reason, our main man Daniel is in denial about being able to defend himself. He can pick up everything around him and lob it around like an Australian, but it doesn't matter if you can lift a rock or a sack or a book. It won't make a dent on anything around you aside from the environment for some really cool and clever puzzles. In its rawest form, this is a stealth game. The only way out of a sticky spot is to run or hide. And hiding won't save you forever because in all of the best hiding places, even the shirts are dead. You run, you hide, you pray they don't spot you. And even better, while hoping they don't spot you, you can't even look at the monster for too long lest Daniel-san wets himself and starts losing his sanity. Essentially, Amnesia is a big smelly puss simulator. I know violence isn't always the answer, but he's clearly okay with cutting off limbs in his memories and even drilling holes into heads in the present day, so cut this beta shit out. If you can pick up moldy bread, you can hit these things with something. One thing you don't want to throw anything at, though, is this nice young man. This is Agrippa.
More like Agrippa my nads.
You should find everything you need in the laboratory.
Another important thing? Light. See, if you don't have enough oil in your lantern or don't have any tinder boxes that you find scattered all over the place to light torches, lamps, and candles, you are stuck in the dark, which also ups the difficulty in a different way, by making you start hallucinating. Usually it's just cockroaches on the screen and on the floor, and yeah, whatever, I'll have cockroaches on my face, no sweat. At school they used to call me Jim Roach. But then it starts getting way more obstructive, like making you hear noises and voices from all angles around you to make you try and hide from something that isn't there. And eventually your vision will turn into how your eyes go after playing Guitar Hero. Movement and navigation gets trickier, and then you have to consider the light. You need light to stay sane, but then too much light not only drains your limited resources, but also makes you way easier to spot to the monsters. So you've got to balance light, hiding in the darkness, sanity, and not looking too long at the enemies, while trying to figure out where you're going, while trying to find hidden items, while trying to solve puzzles, while trying to be quick so that you conserve your light, but not too quick so that the sprinting alerts the enemies, while the deathly bellowing music screeches at you while you're being chased. And when all of the pieces fit together at the right time of night with the right pair of headphones, it's enough to make you... By the way, if light is so vital to my survival, why can't I just pick up candles? I'm more than okay rubbing against them, and that's fine, but leaving them here seems really stupid. You're not Daniel, you're Dumniel. But don't panic, everyone. It's okay. I've got a dead rabbit.
What?
In Amnesia, you'll be going everywhere. The library, the machine room, the prison, the sewers, the Morge Simpson. And like I've said already, there are puzzles too, which I not only really enjoyed figuring out, but also make a great bookend to the running and hiding and item finding you'll usually do beforehand. And I love it when my flow is even and stable. It's never as simple as just brute forcing your way through areas and avoiding getting caught. You have to be careful, otherwise... Oh no! Oh, what is that? What is that? Don't come near me, you munter! I've got a chair! Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh no, it's the boy! Don't come any closer, I'm warning you, I have an apple!
An apple.
Alright, fine, we'll get McDonald's. Ah, get away from me, you minge! Get away! Oh, rug off! I don't like this. Oh, don't worry, everybody. It isn't real. I already did it earlier. Amnesia may be 13 years old now, but it has held up super well. Everything it does complements each other and blends into a gourmet sorbet, and I can totally see why at the time it went viral, and why for my YouTube feed back in the day, it kickstarted a new dawn of horror game playthroughs. It also has raw meat, but Agrippa doesn't need that.
Well, that was the start of the video, wasn't it? But to spoil the rest of it for a second, every other game I'm going to look at for this video will also be in first person, just like Amnesia. I think its influence had a chokehold on indie horror games for a good chunk of time. But surely, there was another viral horror game that wasn't in first person, right? Well, I don't know. Let's consult the... board. Tell me, spirits, is there another viral horror game that isn't in first person? Yes.
That game was Yume Nikki, another viral sensation that was actually made in 2004, but I didn't see it get much attention until the same time around Amnesia came out. It's a top-down RPG maker game about a girl who doesn't want to go outside and touch grass, so decides to stay in and play Fortnite. Oh man, wait, we actually get to play this? I didn't know that would happen. Go on then, let's have it off.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh!
I just laid my monthly sponsorship egg.
I wonder what's
What?
inside.
Oh. It's empty.
Hello, I'm Spots! And the last time I shouted at you with blood all over me, it was when I was birthed by Caddi's stomach while talking about Genshin Impact. Well, the makers of that game are back with a space fantasy RPG
this is
called
the
Honkai Star Rail.
Star Rail,
Honkai is what
yeah.
happens when I look too close
I think I
inside a
remember
vacuum
someone
cleaner.
mentioned about this game.
And it's also a free-to-play turn-based space adventure where you explore different worlds in a semi-open universe as a trailblazer and search for treasure, solve puzzles, unravel many side stories, and get lost in the luscious animations and music. Along with it being super easy to pick up and play like a baby. Oh. However, it can get very tactical with everything around you becoming part of the battles, like the environment and character positioning. It's extremely good fun and more than just waiting around for health bars to drop. But don't take my word for it, the game got 80 million downloads in the first 6 months, which is at least more than 9 a day. The game is available now on PS5 with data sync across PC and mobile phones. So jump on in and experience the version 1.4 update where you'll find 2 new maps in the planet Bellabog and witness the comeback of Seal, my favourite Seal! Not to mention, you'll even get 10 free Star Rail special passes for logging into the game for 7 days, which you can then use to try and draw for the 2 new limited time 5-star heroes, Jingliu and Topaz the Fire Huntress with her pet Nummy, which is exactly like my hand after I've slept on it. Use the link in the description below to get the game now and experience all of the unique 20+ characters on their space quest, and use the redemption codes below to redeem 50 Stellar Jades. Because why just have 1 Stellar Jade when you can have 50? It's cold out here. I want to go back in the egg. Where's my mum chicken? I'm not sure, Spods. Maybe she'll be in Nikki. Let's find out.
In this game, you go to bed and end up in your own dream world where you have to collect random objects hidden behind every dream door and then equip them to use a toilet. This isn't a traditional gay. In any sense. There's no real goal, rhyme, or reason to what's going on or why things happen the way they do. It's more of a trippy sightseeing tour that you need to find the entrances to. And I know that doesn't sound too interesting, but let me tell you, the sights that you see can get a little bit... You wouldn't think they would get as much mileage as they do with the pixel art graphics, but trust me, they do. Some of the things you encounter and the backgrounds you find are some of the most twisted, freakish things I've ever seen in a game. It can be slow and a little boring to explore the empty spaces, solve the mazes, and find these things, believe me, I know. But I would say it's worth sticking through to see what might happen next. Oh no, I'm in a cavity. How do I get out of this warm situation? Are you telling me I can walk through a cavity as a Flintstone? Are you telling me I can walk through a cavity as a severed head? Are you telling me I can walk through a cavity as a lamp? Yes, you can. It's your life, kid. Stay in bed, skip school, wear sandals, eat a crisp. Go nuts. This is where the horror, if you want to call it that, comes in with Yume Nikki. It's not about tension or danger or scary punishments for not being good. It's entirely down to its thick, dripping, sloppy atmosphere and how far you're willing to push yourself into uncomfortable territory to see something deformed and frightening. Like walking into a Walmart. And the music in particular does its part way too well, despite it not matching the mood of the game at all. It's surprisingly funky and jazzy, and yet somehow it works so well. Every track in this game slaps. Just listen to this. Then you're suddenly running away from a chicken woman. Then you're suddenly lost in Lamps Direct. Then you're suddenly following my cousin Leg. Then you're suddenly forcing these ugly bellends to cough up blood. Hey Marky, why did you and your girlfriend split up? Because she wouldn't give me head. You want my advice though? Get the bicycle as soon as humanly possible. I don't remember where I got it from. You figure it out. But it makes getting around some of the more empty and open areas much less of a chore. Plus, you don't need to listen to the lady's footsteps ruining the mood. Nah, using the bike makes it all 10 times better.
That looks like a hand.
How did they record the sounds that come out of my parents' room? I have a kniff. Wouldn't it be funny if I went up to one of these things and stabbed it? Wouldn't that be so effing effed up?
Okay, I didn't expect that to happen. I was joking. I only thought you could... Oh my god, it's another human! Hello, dream friend. You have a lovely room here, and I just so happen to be taking everything that doesn't belong to me, so I hope you don't mind if I mooch around and... Ah. What are you?
What the hell?
What is you?
What the hell is that?
What is it? What? Oh, Christ, I can't get out now. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I could stab him with the knife. That'll teach him. Oh. You Nikki is one of the most unique experiences I've ever had. Not an absolute favourite of mine. I personally can't be okay with the amount of times you have to wonk yourself left and right through laughably thin diagonal passages in a game with only 4 direction buttons, but I can definitely see the cult appeal it's garnered. It might have been viral for only a blip, and yes, it's not the kind of game you play if you want to go... But you know what? It's an unforgettable ride. It's very creative, the music rocks, it's somehow relaxing yet unnerving at the same time. It was made by one guy, it's nearly 20 years old, and it's free on Steam. What else do you want it to do? If you wanted it to do anything else, I'm sure it could warm up your Halloween ham.
Okay.
Rock-a-bye baby on the treetop. When the wind blows the crate. The baby will fall down your some baby cradle.
Okay, what the hell?
Can you believe it, different race, baby? Who could that be at the door?
Hello, Caddi.
Oh, of course. Look, everybody, it's Samuel Locomotive Jackson.
I just came off the set of the latest Nick Steamy movie to tell you about another scary game all about some stairs.
Samuel, that doesn't sound very scary at all.
It is to me. I can't get up them.
All right, I'll download it.
Bye! Next up is another viral hit from back in the day, SCP-087. If I'm not mistaken, the first ever video game based off of the fictional online wiki series, the SCP Foundation. And that's all very nice, but where the hell did I put this program on my desktop? Oh, yeah, there it is. I forgot that I keep it next to Funny Stinky Monkey Challenge game.
Okay.
SCP-087, according to the SCP Wiki, is a seemingly endless staircase in pitch blackness in a small building in the middle of nowhere that might have someone or something living in it, and nobody ever comes out once they go down it. Sign me up. A simple premise and an extremely simple execution. You are a poor, unfortunate test subject being sent down the potentially bottomless darkness of SCP-087, and all you can do at the threat of gunpoint behind you is keep walking down and report what's happening, or, if possible, find out where the bottom is. And look, I know, stairs are only scary if you see Prince Andrew walking up them, but don't let the simplistic nature fool you. There is evil in these stairs, and it will mess with you throughout the entire game, throwing hallucinations at you that might be glitches in the game or actual danger, distracting you with sounds of crying and footsteps that aren't your own, and forcing you to keep on trucking forward as the floor numbers get bigger and bigger and bigger. Yeah, alright, I think I'm gonna go back up. Oh, wait a second. Oh dear.
Oh, no.
I can't. I'm on a Segway, I suppose, then I have no choice but to keep going down.
Go back up.
But you can't stop me from having fun while doing it.
You're going downstairs.
Maybe I'm not on a Segway. This is a pogo stick. Why do I have the ability to jump this
is
high when
like
there's nothing to jump on?
down
I'm
to
gonna
hell.
get on the railing. Yes, yes, I can. Right, now I'm gonna slip myself down the center of the stairs and hit the bottom in seconds flat. Oh, wait. I had pie. So over the years, I've heard a few people complain about this game being boring, and I think I get why. It's extremely accurate to the source material, and it's injecting me directly with anxiety like nothing else. But after a while, nothing happens for so long that you start wondering what the point is. A game like this needs a delicate balance, because if you don't have that balance, then that can make the difference between a tan and a hate crime. Come on! I'm in the 50 floors now! I've gone down over 100 sets of stairs, and still nothing is going on. You know, I love going downstairs backwards. The best thing about this game, though, before it even starts, in the settings menu, for some reason in the control screen, there are 3 fire buttons. Why? All you do is walk and look around. I would love to go mental with a Glock down here. I think that would solve all our problems.
That would be. Okay, what was that? What the hell was that? And I think Caddi saw that. What
Then they made another SCP-087 game, but this time it was in a corridor. Let's be real though, corridors are even less scary than stairs. You aren't going to wake up in the middle of the night and see a corridor creep into your room.
Excuse me, do you have any fish oil tablets?
Oh, what a lovely surprise. Look everyone, it's my uncle, arthritis.
Don't mind me, I'm not staying long. I just wanted to raise awareness of my condition and show you a game that they made all about people like me.
Ha, isn't charity wonderful? I'm gonna download it right now. I thought you weren't staying long.
I'm trying to leave.
Oh, sorry. Wait, you weren't even gonna say goodbye?
Ah, yes, where are my manners?
A, B, see you later.
A, B, see you later. That's a new one.
SCP-173 is a sculpture that is completely unable to move while another living thing keeps eye contact with it. But if you so much as look away for a millisecond or even blink, it uses those small frames of darkness to move closer and closer to you until it can grab your neck and give you a great massage.
No.
8 out of 10. Service was great, but now I'm dead. This creature is the main antagonist and subject behind the exceedingly popular SCP Containment Breach from 2012, made by the same person behind the stairwell and the corridor, and it went beyond viral even for the time. The success of it went so far past what the creator expected that they were able to keep updating it for years after it first came out, adding more items to it, more monsters chasing you around, more obstacles to get around, and now we're at a point where the original first draft of the game that initially went viral is still out there to download. But I want to see more stuff, Daddy. So off I go into the latest available version, and good lording, Christing, godding, bloody, they have added so many more things to it that to me, the game is nearly unrecognizable aside from the intro sequence, the main menu, and a couple of rooms that I remember all too well from the early viral YouTube days. The story here is that my name is Bint, and you're a poor old sod being forced to go and clean SCP-173's chamber from all of the body liquid and the bottom liquid, and while you're in the room with 2 other people taking it in turns to blink, the door gets stuck, the lights go out, and Okay, so that was my name's fault. I am now rum and coke. So now this thing is out, and it's not only after you, but after everybody else in the facility, including security detail that were keeping locked up other various SCP monsters with their own unique quirks and methods of hating you or killing you, or both often at the same time. And to make it all even worse, today was pizza day!
Oh no!
Ooh, ugly. I bet you eat pineapple, don't you?
That's disturbing.
And by the way, you also have a blink meter. Yes, you have to blink in this game, so you need to manage your blink timing with the spacebar, or just forget about it and let it happen naturally so that...
Okay.
Containment Breach is very similar to Amnesia, but with way more aggressive monsters, even more obtuse solutions to some of the puzzles, and a much more open world design, to the point of you not knowing if you're heading in the right direction to get out or not until you realize you don't have the equipment you need. And I know that sounds annoying, but you're so distracted by every other thing in the building coming after you that it honestly doesn't matter. You'll be close to figuring out what you need to do, got your inventory cleaned up, got the right keycard created, remember the route back you need to take, and then, oh no, it's the Spees, it's the Spees. Where do I even begin? Okay, right, so there's 173, of course, the main threat that follows you more or less everywhere throughout the game. Then there's 106, the old man that materializes slowly from the floor, walks through walls, and then kidnaps you to a pocket dimension where the only way out is to solve his labyrinth. Then there's 096, the total opposite of 173, where if you look at him for too long, he will lose his shit and then hunt you down in seconds. There's 049, who wants to kill you with his touch and then zombify you as bait for the other security guards. There's a chair in the break room that I jumped on top of and got stuck on, and I couldn't get away from it until I quit the game and reset it. There's 012, which plays a song so intoxicatingly alluring that you can barely keep from walking away from it. There's 966, who are near invisible skinny coat hangers that wait for their moment to silently take you down. There's 939, who are pack-based predators that mimic the sounds of other humans in the game to lure you towards them and then attack you. And my favorite, 714, a green ring that makes you tired.
That makes you that tired?
Why is this here? But all of those that I mentioned aren't even the half of it.
What makes it worse for me is that this game makes me panic like nothing else, and I'm not a keyboard and mouse guy, so when I panic, I forget what my fingers do, and then I end up just, you know, I can't, I tried, but I can't figure, I do, but I just don't like it, okay?
And that makes moments like this really shit me up, because I'm always expecting death around every... Don't worry, everyone.
What the fuck?
It's just my hazmat suit that I put there.
Oh.
Myself. Okay, so I flipped the power on. I've redirected it to the elevators. Okay, so I'm going to head over to them now. And...
Run. Run.
Oh, no way. You walk out of elevators like that too? I thought I was the only one.
Are you looking for hot Russian singles in your area?
Containment Breach, especially for a free game, is top tier for first-person horror. Give it a look whenever you can, but I will be honest here, I am convinced that on more than one occasion, 173 cheated me. I snapped my neck so many times to this nubby bastard with an egg box for a face, and most of the time, I don't think I did anything wrong. Look at this. Look at this. Come on, man, leave me alone. Why did that count? How is it fair that I walk into a room and die instantly? What's next? That I take a look over here and...
Four.
Phew. Well, at least I'm safe down here. And even better, my arch nemesis, Wayne Knight, won't ever find me.
Oh, no! You know, I think I'm done with scary games for the rest of my life. I'm only going to play nice things from now on. Aren't I, Sonic.jpg?
Oh. Oh, no. What? Is that a bendable Sonic?
Well, I guess I'm trapped here now, cursed to play scary games forever and not anything else. Isn't that convenient for the video? So in that case, might as well move on to the next thing.
I'm scared.
Imscarid. In this game, you walk around a world that's absolutely terrifying because it looks all old graphics. You look for keys to open doors and eventually notice that some very strange things are happening. And you aren't sure why that is or what's going on until you notice this broken meringue. Then you pick up a heart on the floor that somehow looks like that, and then suddenly...
I think my heart just stopped.
Yeah. A potato.
After that first major jump, though, the game actually crashes back to your desktop, and only then does it start becoming something truly special. You see, every time you open the actual application and then get to a certain point in the game, it will eventually close itself, and then you'll find the entity within the game has actually added files to your computer and is communicating with you outside the game. Images, text files... That's it. And that would already be a little bit freaky, but then within the text files and images are even more information about the story of the game and even solutions to puzzles, which then after you load the game back up again, will then start in a totally different location, only if you've read all of this stuff beforehand, and then it will ask you to solve the puzzle regarding the text file that you just opened. By the way, that entity is called Whiteface, and I suppose after all these years, we had it coming. I don't think that I'm scared as a video game is anything that horrifying, but the way it talks to you outside of itself and essentially hijacks your PC with a virus that needs to be worked with in order to keep it going makes it one of the coolest damn games I think I've ever played. And the chasing around gameplay is just a bonus as you try and avoid this lad telling you why the best movie ever made is White Chicks. As an entire experience, if the creator wanted to make a game that actually felt haunted and that you personally shouldn't keep playing or else Benjamin will come after you, then it's as close to perfect as it needs to be. You aren't reading a ghost story about a game, you are the ghost story. You are living it as you play it. And I'm not easily spooked, but this game gave me the biggest scare of all the games in this video by having the game crash and actually have Google Chrome already open looking at a web page of Whiteface, and while I was taking a quick break to admire how clever that was, the game decided to... Cardiac arrest. After a few minutes of jump scares, crashing, closing and reopening, making files on your desktop, shitting in your shoes, opening web browsers and screaming at you, starting up by itself and Whiteface showing you his latest minstrel show, the ghost eventually makes you hang yourself, the game crashes, and it never starts up again. We did it, everyone.
Really?
We killed PC gaming.
Really?
In conclusion, I'm Scared is a game about a man with heavy shoes.
Wow.
Heavy shoes.
Here-o!
we go.
This game was
Oh,
everywhere.
no,
You cannot
okay.
escape it. And now I'm bringing it back again because I hate you.
Slender.
Slender came out in 2012 and is
Or
based on the
or
infamous something
Slender
awful
Man.
fallen fictional monster, Slenderman. A gangly, long-limbed creature with tentacles, no face, a dapper suit, and a nasty habit of teleporting around and stalking, then kidnapping children to take them back to his private island. You are... I have no idea. And you are in a forest because... I have no idea, and you need to collect 8 pages scattered around the forest because Slenderman wrote down all of his passwords for his 4chan and Ashley Madison account. Rookie error, man. As you start finding more and more pages, Slenderman becomes incrementally more aggressive with stalking and chasing you, and as soon as you find the first page, he even begins banging a drum to let you know he's on the pull. Look, I really don't know the point to any of this. I don't know why we're here, what we're doing this for, why the pages are important, and why Slenderman gets increasingly more upset with you for taking them. You just have to accept it. As much as you have to accept that the game itself isn't that goo.
You mean
With a
good?
silent... You just walk forward, pray that the pages have spawned in locations you can easily find, turn around whenever you see Slend, and then whenever the screen goes a bit staticky, that means Slenderman is close by, so just keep moving in another direction. Follow these steps, and eventually you'll just win. It's only a matter of time. Sorry, I mean it's only a matter of patience, because... this is the slowest piece of dump I've ever seen rolling down a hill, and I see them a lot. I work at the slow rolling dump factory. There is absolutely no reason why you should move this slow. My grandma moves quicker than this, and she's dead. What makes it worse, though, is sprinting, because you do go a little bit faster, but because of some terrible motor development skills in childhood, your man can't move faster while holding his only source of light in front of him. And that light doesn't affect the game in any way. It just makes you able to, you know, see. Do you want to walk slowly into something or sprint slowly into nothing? This game has so many choices. There's at least 3. The pages aren't even that hard to find anyway because they all spawn in specific landmarks that we all recognise from our local forests, like the popular forest shower rooms with no toilets and a sad chair, or the popular forest gas canisters, or the popular singular wiggling tree, or the popular forest tubes with nothing in them, or the popular giant rusty forest cylinders, or my favourite, the world-famous landmark of the perfectly aligned identical rows of giant sausages. And by the way, for such an abhorrent psychological stalking kidnapping menace, Slend doesn't ever show up. Instead of playing the game itself, I preferred to play Find the Thing the Game is Named After, because that in itself is much harder than actually finding the 8 pages. Whenever static begins happening, I deliberately looked around and he just isn't there. And whenever I turned a corner after grabbing 6 pages, which is when he's supposed to be popping up all over the place, he's never there. Follows? Does he? That's news to me. Always watches? No eyes? Actually, that adds up. I can't find him because he has no eyes to see where the hell he's going. Help me? From what? Even if he does catch you, he just looks at you and the game ends. Leave me alone? Well, yeah, you don't have to worry about that. He left me alone hours ago. I wonder if there's a page that describes exactly how I'm feeling right now. Oh, here it is. No, 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 no. Oh, God, go! Move it, Grampy! Why are you so slow, you corpse? And why do you deliberately blind yourself every time you move a little bit faster? In fact, how are you even sliding along so smoothly? Are you a pensioner that got lost at 10 p.m. on his way to the co-op?
Okay, oh.
Shift to sprint a little bit while also keeping my torch halfway up the screen to see. It's the best I can...
Oh.
Ow. I can't even look at this like, oh, well, Slenderman looks a lot like the tree, so your mind plays tricks on you, because you look at this and tell me that you would confuse it with a tree. He doesn't even look disturbing on his own. That's not an interdimensional stalker. It's a guy who missed the bus and is watching it leave. And when you eventually do see him, he doesn't do anything scary either. He just stands there and does nothing like a child at Disneyland too nervous to say hello to Goofy. And by the way, for a free game and being made by one person, everything else in this game looks alright. So why is it that the main threat that the game is named after, the worst looking part of it? Why is he like this?
Mom, I shitted the bed.
Oh, and on my first attempt at finishing the game, do you want to see how I died? Everything was cool, no static, no following around, no nothing. I grabbed a page and then...
That close, oh my god, that is scary.
Yeah, that was fair, wasn't it? Now you start from the beginning and very slowly slide around looking for pages all over again. And then on my second attempt, the exact same thing happened.
He just looks at you. I found this scary 10 years ago.
You know what, though? I shouldn't laugh, because whenever you chuckle, it makes you a cuckle. And trust me, you don't want to be cucked by Slendy.
Man, this was the first proper slump of the video. It really knocked the wind out of my wind. Please, can somebody walk through that door and give me something to... Oh, look, everyone. It's my good friend, the bouncy castle. He's a very old castle that's been around for years. He was built in 1986.
Okay, I can see that.
Bouncy Castle, I can always count on you for good video game recommendations. That was my foot. Thank you so much, Bouncy Castle. I'm sure that I'll enjoy Slender the Arrival.
Oh, boy.
Well, in the last game, he didn't arrive at all, so I'm excited.
All right, I think this is where I'm gonna stop here just for now. Slender, I remember how popular that game was, and that's such a viral, and it is very creepy in that all you see is a tall man with the long arms, and it just does nothing but just stand there and just basically just looks at you, and that's it. It may not be as scary as it was back then, and it's just basically that's what it does, and you just try to find a different path to try to get away when it gets when it gets to static. Now, what was it? Yumi Nikki. In a way, it kind of reminds me of the game. Earthbound. Yeah, because of the way how the graphics are. But Jesus Christ, man! I mean, some of these images are very sketched out and very creepy, and that's such of a violent and bizarre tone of it. And that's one game that I never seen like this, and probably that I will have nightmares. That's a one thing. Amnesia. Now I have seen this game, and if not mistaken, that's on the PlayStation Store. So, nah, I'm good. I mean, I'd rather stick to some of the games that I'm already accustomed to, and that I stay the hell away from. But once again, from Mr. Caddi, that another good display of good sense of humor, and not to mention a lot of puns that's been taken out of it, and just to taking the bring to bring the stress out when it be in panic. Including of that one game that you just all you have to do is just endlessly just walking all the way, just walk downstairs. It's more like that's like walking down to the depths of hell. But yeah, these are some games that I never knew that they were that much of that popular. That was all the way back from 2010, 2014. So who knew about that? But part 2 will be the next day. So until then, if you guys did enjoy this, and again, just please subscribe to Caddi's channel and give the support to this man, because it is nice to be back and being on YouTube, by the way. But hit the like button and also leave a comment down below, and I will catch y'all in the next video. So take care, guys, and peace.